Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Black Mirror series. This is episode 2 of season 6 and it is called Loch. What do I know about this episode? I know that if you're not from Scotland, you might not know that loch means lake. Also, when people see it on paper, they tend to stereotypically overlay the och sound in it, whereas to be honest, most Scottish people I've ever known have pronounced those words like lock, like L-O-C-K kind of thing. Even though there probably are some Scottish people that pronounce it Loch, I've never heard that shit in my life, so yeah, it's just like Loch Henry, but loch means lake. I'm a rapper, hip-hop fan, been doing it most of my life, and one of my like pet peeve bars I've heard from another rapper, I don't even want to say his name, but he's a well-known rapper, but he said something like, I'm the monster of Lake Loch Ness, and you know, that means Lake Ness, you dumb fuck. What do I know about this episode aside from loch meaning lake? Fucking nothing. So, without further ado, this is episode 2 of season 6 of Black Mirror, Loch Henry. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it. This looks like Scotland. I hope it is set in Scotland. That would be cool to have a Black Mirror episode solely in Scotland. Even though I'm sure it's going to have some technologically terrifying thing now associated with Scotland, I'm happy to take that bullet on behalf of my nation just to have a Black Mirror episode set there. That definitely looks like a Scottish countryside house as well.
I took a detour after Loch to show Pia the pretty way.
Hey, it is in Scotland.
Pretty wee thing you've captured.
Mum.
Hey, I'm flattered. Thank you.
Again, her accent, it sounds more like how I imagine Americans imagine Scottish people talk, whereas if you guys like put my accent next to that woman's side by side, you know, my accent is a legitimate accent, it's not something I fake for YouTube videos, and it's because I've lived a mixture of places and also come from the south of Scotland. Her accent sounds like some shit you would get in the north, like the northern fucking islands of Scotland or some shit. So, you know, not trying to bully anyone or nothing like that, but where's your eyebrows?
So that's what your documentary's about, this egg collector from Rum.
He's not a collector.
It's an interesting setup, this, in the Scottish countryside, following documentary makers who are doing a film on an egg protector. I could rack my brain for a million centuries and not be able to guess where this episode's going.
Egg theft is illegal, but the local cops aren't interested.
They're busy still trying to catch the people that stole your eyebrows. I don't know why I do this. It's a form of Tourette's. It's just a joke comes to my head and the mischievous side of my mind just blots it out. I genuinely am paying attention.
Watch.
Oh nice, she's adventurous. The most awkward thing in the entire world. I've had it happen myself. I've had my mother come to me in the morning and say, don't want to say this, but I heard you last night. Wish I hadn't. And I don't think I've brought a female round to my house ever since. It was her making the noise, by the way. I just started screaming as well because I assumed there was danger.
She used to say I had a nice bum.
I do not want to think about your mom getting wet over some dude's butt.
Wait, are her eyebrows bleached blonde? It's a crazy look. I'm not even hating on it. I'm just trying to figure out what the fuck's going on there. You know, should I be breaking this woman's balls or wearing a ribbon for her? I just want to know where she's at.
It's like something from a painting.
That's because people paint landscapes.
Both points true, but I always say things like this during episodes because I genuinely appreciate like a really well captured landscape shot and cinematography as an art form in general. To me, it really makes a difference having a good cinematographer film your shit, and it stands out like a sore thumb to me when the camera work is badly done or the framing of something is poorly chosen, etc. And that shit was beautiful.
You're gonna tell me your pronouns? I thought you were in London studying woke film.
Wow, this guy's brought up pronouns and woke within the two first sentences. What an agendered character.
Yes, well, that would be the smart move, eh? What with fucking diversity and all that.
Diversity, Jesus Christ. This guy definitely posts on Twitter under an account that does not link to his real name or face.
There used to be 3 pubs round here, and now we're the last man standing. It's a proper dead zone.
Yeah, you would think one pub would be able to remain afloat.
You didn't tell her about Ian Adair?
Come on. It's a bit...
Who is Ian Adair?
Well, who the fuck is Ian Adair? I want to know as well.
Easily led. Not too bright, all of that. You know.
Turned out he tortured and killed people.
What the fuck? So basically everybody's moved away from this seaside town because some dickhead was a serial killer there.
There used to be loads of holidaymakers here.
It's crazy how Black Mirror frames certain things in such a realistic way. Charlie Brooker is really good at writing situations realistically when he wants to.
So Dad's asking around, right? Knocking on doors, but this couple is nowhere to be found.
The craziest thing about this episode so far is, you know, there's only 1 or 2 episodes actually like this one previous to it, and that my mind is completely lost when trying to figure out where the technology is going to come into this.
Papers moved on to that, story fizzles out.
Until one day.
One night.
I was going to say, just off of that singular story, that guy wasn't even linked to it, just 2 people disappeared and that was the end of it.
Ian tells him to fuck off. Says he's got half a mind to come back and shoot the place up.
I mean, it still doesn't mean he was guilty of the initial murders, but he definitely seems like the local dickhead.
So then Dad...
That's his dad, Kenneth.
Yeah, of course it's my dad. Knocks on the door.
I'm assuming he's going to find evidence at Ian's actual household.
Shoots him.
Oh shit!
Sorry, he shot your dad?
Yeah.
He would have probably got away with it all if he hadn't have done that.
Then nothing.
Oh, so he took the easy way out.
Ian Adair shot his mum and dad, then himself.
Oh my god. What a really bizarre rampage, you know, shooting a cop in the ankle once, then both his parents and himself.
Behind a wardrobe is a hidden door leading to a bunker, old World War II.
Oh no. This is like Barbarian all over again. Oh, that's
This
fucking
guy
horrible.
had been abducting...
I mean, there's a lot of, you know, horrible categories, and we can weigh them up in our heads as to, you know, our most despised. But I think people that do shit like what this guy does, you know, that kind of serial killer, it's not just that it's wicked and evil. I'm aware of that. So when I say this trait first, don't think that I'm not acknowledging that it's primarily wicked and evil. But there's a layer of like cowardness and pussiness to it as well. And see, combining that cowardness and pussiness with a wickedness and evil. Oh, I could fucking genuinely do anything to someone like that and not feel a flicker of emotion until they were a puddle of pulp on the ground. And if you think that makes me as bad as them, I think that makes you as bad as them.
Your dad recovered.
He was in hospital for a couple of weeks, but while he was in there, he got MRSA.
Ah, that's a shame. This guy just plagued the town then.
Magda, 3 pints.
I thought this was going to be some sort of subtle commentary into corporation taking over the small business kind of idea and pubs being the last to go. But no, there's a serial killer who ruined everything. Charlie Brooker's wife burnt his toast that morning and he started strong.
Hannibal Lecter dude has been operating a death den at the heart of it. I mean, it's a story.
Yeah, it's a good story. It's one of hundreds of stories. You can find one of thousands of documentaries about on YouTube. And after a while, you have to think that we are part of the fucking problem by viewing it. These people don't deserve to have names after what they've done. They deserve to be John Does. There deserves to be no documentaries, because as fucked up as it is, because there does deserve to be studies, I feel like it's more important to deprive them of what they wanted. And what they wanted was that infamy. I would rather not know anything about their brain and give them nothing that they want.
Did you not like the Dauphin was?
Just try to limit my carbs.
That was an acceptable answer. Certainly isn't raising any eyebrows.
It would feel and look professional.
Nah, to be honest, she's being a fucking asshole about this. Yes, it's a good idea, but the dude literally lost his father by events that led from that day. I mean, just due to his personal trauma and clearly not wanting anything to do with it. If she did love him, she would understand his point of view. Not even love, if she was his friend.
You got a drone you can use? Opening shot.
Moody piano chord, I love it.
Drones are amazing. I've spoke about this before on the channel, but you know, to get, for instance, the opening shot of The Shining required a helicopter to follow a car up a road all the way to the hotel, making sure it kept it in frame, this helicopter. And you know, to even get a helicopter off the ground costs X amount of fuel and money, let alone renting out pilots, etc. Nowadays, you just attach a little fucking camera to a drone and up you go. We could all get the shot from the opening of The Shining nowadays with technology available to us for under £1,000. That's quite incredible.
It's 4 days since Dawn and Simon Chalice were last seen alive.
And here's me thinking the episode might be about some friendly dinosaur or something. No. Murder. Yeah. Serial killer. Yeah. What, Barney's gonna come out of the Lake BA? Fuck off. What do you think this is? The land before time, mate? People are getting their throats cut and tortured out here.
Stuffy your mum's he gave to Janet's boy for his film.
Oh shit, I know that actor as well. He's been in a bazillion things, and for the life of me I couldn't think of something that's like an accurate reference that people would get him from. Oh, The Mummy. He was in The Mummy.
Sorry.
Bit close, babe.
No, it's okay.
I won't be saying this when they're machine gunning us all down in our sprinting backs as we flee from the Illuminati, but drones are cool. Seriously, these shots, man, my country is fucking beautiful. I don't want to read after this that this was not filmed in Scotland. Every shot in this is Scotland. Hey, the dad had a shave for the documentary, nice.
It's usually sad, but it felt my sorrow when I wanted it.
Look at those mountains. And the Romans thought they were going to take that from us? No. What, and England thought they were going to take that? No. You'd swing a broadsword simultaneously decapitating 3 people at once for that mountain as well.
Probably broken. Stop touching it.
Ambulance is on the way. You'll be alright, Mr. Kane.
Fuck off me, and you
What the fuck happened?
pulling it all up, and for what? For what? You want a fucking award?
Why is the dad so angry? It's like he doesn't want them investigating it retroactively.
Ian Adair was an arsehole. Can I say that?
I bet he loved playing this character, just being able to say fuck, shit, cunt as much as he wants.
I can see you're very busy. That's Stuart, Richard's boy.
Yeah, I'm starting to get the vibe there's something else going on here. My opening guess would be that they literally find out that someone else was maybe responsible for the murders or involved with him, and he had people helping him, basically.
If Ian Adair was still alive, I'd wring his neck myself. With these hands, I would.
But yeah, maybe it's just the father is suffering from a similar trauma which she's displaying. This has obviously torn this small town apart, you know, it's affected everyone.
It's okay, Mum.
I mean, him included. He basically got roped into it from his girlfriend and his mate at the pub.
Your dad never had all this stuff.
He wasn't filming for broadcast.
Can you imagine?
She does seem like a nice woman, whoever was responsible. Even if it is just as it seems on the surface and it was Ian Adair who did it all. Man, he's impacted so many people's lives, as these people do. And it gives them exactly what they want. You know, they want to cause permanent trauma to the families of the people they've killed, etc. That's part of their fucking weird pleasure they get posthumously after they kill people.
Something unseen, unheard, unexplored is what you need.
What about the house itself?
Fuck, see, this is leading to them finding something that wasn't known about during the initial case. They might be leading me off track with stereotypical breadcrumbs, but I swear that's where we're going with this.
You did that a bit more quietly.
I'll put the crowbar on whisper mode.
If crowbars had whisper modes, every burglar would be a millionaire.
Yeah, tabs punched out. Stops people recording over it.
Maybe this is just the episode where the technology in it is old and shit. Does nothing, has no effect.
Oh!
Found the door to fucking hell.
Unfortunately, still an understatement. They'll have to find something that's hidden, you know, because the police have completely cleared this place out, so if they're going to get anything from here that hasn't already been got, they're going to have to look in the nooks and crannies, maybe. That's horrific.
All right, let's get to work.
God, the amount of murders that must have took place in that room for the floor to have that texture and patterning of blood on it. Fucking hell.
You'll suffer sex atrocities in the dungeon.
I personally wouldn't go with creating a song about the murder dungeon.
He'll break your elbows with the rock.
In the dungeon.
I mean, but yo, it's catchy. It seems to have caught on in the van, so what do I know? What the fuck? Where does the story go from here? That was absolutely out of nowhere.
You're the lucky one, though. No wanking for me for a month.
You can try with the other hand, but we all know how shit that is.
Sparkling conversation as always, Dad. Get well soon, eh?
Why is the dad so distracted? Again, I might be looking way too much into this, but I swear there is something else on the dad's mind right now. And there must be a reason this crash happened that's key to the plot, and the only thing I can think is, it's a reason to put him with his neck injury now in the same hospital place as the father. Is he in danger? Getting a weird feeling of like a calm before the stormishness in this episode. What is he fucking up to? Seriously, there's something creepy going on with this guy. And the woman, to be honest. She's probably poisoned the food and he's finishing off this one in the hospital.
Sorry, what do you want?
Always creeping me out. What the fuck's he here for?
You have to stop your film. Why?
Is it the fucking wife? What the fuck? So it was people manipulating him and blaming it on him.
The mistress is going to have fun with the both of you. How does that sound?
And the mistress is going to be the wife, isn't it? This is so fucking creepy, man. Oh, what a fucking creepy individual to have that double side to her.
Everything all right?
Yes, into the bathroom.
Bad move, you should have went out the front door right then and there. It's going downhill from you from the moment you leave this bathroom.
I'm just stepping out.
Out right now.
I just feel cooped up.
She's terrible at excuses. She looks like she knows. Obviously that's going to cause this woman to try and hunt them down surely, otherwise she knows she's going to get caught.
Get in.
No!
Get in the car.
Oh fuck, that's the first time we've seen her switch even a little bit. We know this woman is a psychopath. I know I shouldn't be thinking about this during this scene, but that's a really well made, high quality torch.
I won't hurt you!
You know, coming from the person who drilled the face of an innocent victim in a snuff movie, I'm not sure I'm buying it.
Fuck! Can't!
And that's the mask fully slipped. My god, this show hasn't half created some monsters. Some true monsters. It's so hard to rate them at this point. This woman's got to be right near the top though, surely. I mean, this isn't even the torture of a digital clone. This woman was deriving sexual pleasure from drilling to death kidnapped people. Oh, and here we go, the secret psychopath box. Fucking horrific. I hate shit like this. And she's got all the shit videotaped. Oh my god. Yeesh. Is she gonna say, you know, for the documentary and then kill herself like a fucking coward? Oh my god, like she's proud of it to the end. Her finally removing her mask is actually putting her mask back on. Oh god. Know how at the start of this I said I was proud they were doing a Black Mirror episode in Scotland, and that I would be happy to take the bullet just so that a Black Mirror episode could be done in Scotland. 100% take that back. But still, look how beautiful my fucking country is, right? We might have serial killers. That's funny, they've brought Streamberry back as well. Very true to the sort of shit Netflix puts out, and now the documentary is about how this woman almost tried to kill the people making a documentary about the initial murders.
The way they behaved that night, the whole experience, made me think that maybe Ian Adair hadn't acted alone.
So he did know something was up back in the day. I fucking knew he knew something was going on.
Deliberately wounding himself to cover up his role in the slaughter.
So fucking horrible.
Recordings of the murders where her son would find them.
This is fucking horrific, man.
Your dad never had all this stuff.
He wasn't filming for broadcast.
Can you imagine?
Fucking hell, the double meaning to that now. Oh my god.
Loch Henry, truth will out.
And it's so fucked up, it's now just become a thing of, you know, wanting to win. Look at what it's turned them into just because it's been turned into a piece of entertainment that's now in the pop culture.
Such an incredible piece of work.
Thank you.
Do you know what I mean? It's not a piece of work. It's a fucking thing that happened as it was told, and it's horrific. Oh, fuck off, Streamberry. You'll have a Loch Henry as awful before we know it.
Listen how packed it is. Seriously.
Are they fucking wearing red masks like the woman? This is fucking sick. There's so many layers of why this culture really infuriates me. You know how people love a good true crime documentary, and I'm guilty of it myself, but we all need to stop doing this shit. And imagine how he feels. He initially was so traumatized by the fact his father was wounded apparently and later died due to, you know, the wounding, that he didn't want to do it. Gets talked into it, only to find out his mother and father were behind it all along. Well, fuck me, that's a bad day. You know, there's getting shat on by a seagull, and then there's that. Okay, and that was episode 2 of season 6 of Black Mirror, Loch Henry, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, Loch Henry, what did I think of that? Well, thank you, Black Mirror. You set an episode in Scotland and you make it about some horrific serial killer couple who drill people in the heads for their sexual pleasure. I've gotten away with it for years, and the person who chooses to do a documentary about the previous crimes uncovers that it's his own parents who were the serial killers all along. It's not exactly going to go into the tourist pamphlets for Scotland, is it? But then, to be fair, some of the shit I've seen in the streets of Glasgow, you would classify what they did to those victims as moderate levels of violence. Brilliantly written episode. I didn't even care that it didn't have a technology in it. I in fact think Black Mirror at this point would perhaps benefit from breaking it up and not having to rely on the pigeonhole of it always having to be about some sort of technological thing. I love Twilight Zone, and Twilight Zone 1 week will have a story about the most science fiction-y technologically thing possible, and then the next week just have an incredibly subtle story, perhaps with a bit of spiritualism in it or something else. And I feel like Charlie Brooker is such a good storyteller. To take him out of that box, he probably has a million great ideas, such as this episode, which doesn't rely on a technology, but it's just really brilliantly written, and it stands out as incredibly sadistic because there's multiple layers to almost everything we see. You know, the mother just isn't clearly like a creepy fucked up person from the get-go. In fact, she is the exact opposite of what you would imagine that to be, with her little almost pixie-ish mystical Scottish accent you don't even hear anywhere anymore, and her overly politeness you don't see anymore. And to see such a monster hidden behind that facade was fucking frightening. They did a good job misdirecting me with the other man as well, because the way he was acting shady from the get-go, I thought it was definitely him, but in fact it's just because he deep down knew what was going on all along. And you know, the other layer to it at the end, showing what happens when these things get packaged and turned into commercial products, and then all of a sudden you got women going to the pub wearing the red masks masks like the woman has in the documentary, and everybody cheering when they win an award rather than not even wanting to watch the award show because of how it affected them as a community. And I have this view on serial killers, on school shooters. I just think these people should be anonymous and buried in an unmarked grave, and why give them what they want in any way, shape or form? And psychologists and psychiatrists etc. will argue that there's always more to be learned from studying these people, and I guess that might be true to a certain extent, but it doesn't seem to stop the production of new people capable of these horrific acts. Nor does it really retroactively make any of it make any sense. You just try and applicate trauma to their actions. But then you get serial killers who had perfectly nice upbringings who go and do that shit as well. So can you really attribute it to trauma, or is that just an easy way out for some of them to blame it on something so they don't have to just sit there and go, yeah, I'm fucking the devil? All that's a debate for another time, but long story short, I thought this was just a brilliantly filmed, brilliantly acted and brilliantly written episode. Gripped me from start to finish, and I didn't care at all that it departed from the norm of focusing on a technology, and I cannot wait to see what we have in store next week. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions are put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.